Good morning.
Worship. Now, in the lead for pie facing are, well, me.
Oh, how
Too
rude.
enthusiastic. And then Christy. And then Danny at $49. And Travis. Now we've got a tie for the people on the bottom of the bottom two. We've got Felice at this point going to be pied. And then we've got
That means you have to show up.
Marcy is the other person. God, we give you thanks for being here with us today. We give you thanks for the ways you see us, the ways you touch us, fill us, the ways you hold us. Help us to be open to seeing in new ways and to being seen. We ask this in your many names. Amen. You know, this weekend when I went to this conference, I went and I saw people and I thought, I don't want to see you. Have you ever been in one of those places where you see people and you just want to be invisible? Please don't talk to me, please don't talk to me. Have you ever been there? Well, yes, I found myself. Of course, they're the people that immediately find you and come and talk to you. But you want to be invisible, right? You just want to be invisible. And it's hard sometimes for me to be invisible because I'm kind of loud. But there I was trying to be invisible and there I was being seen. Or at least they thought they were seeing me. And they came up and they would talk to me and think we were old friends, and some of them I didn't know well enough to be old friends. You know, I didn't know them that well, but they thought they knew me because they had seen me preach somewhere at some point. So I was being, you know, they could see me, but they didn't see me. And I was the same. I went out, we did an action where we went out and canvassed people for support of transgender inclusion in the Salt Lake City ordinances for public accommodation. Now that means sort of staying in hotels, public bathrooms, all those kinds of things. So we went out to get things signed, cards signed. I became invisible. There I am standing, and you know how people walk. There was a lot of that walking by and people not seeing me, so I would go and walk beside them. And talk to them as they were walking, right? So part of it is, it's that you try not to be seen, and then you're not seen, and you've got that kind of position that you're in. Well, I think that part of what happens is that when we were talking even this weekend at this conference, we were talking about the fact that people see us in a certain kind of way. Not by looking at our hearts, not by seeing who we are, but by putting us in some kind of a box that has labeled us as something like other. We're other, we're not right, we're not clear, we're not good. We've been put into some kind of box. People have done that to Bartimaeus. Bartimaeus was blind. He couldn't see in a culture where sight was needed to do anything. Sight was needed to have any kind of a living whatsoever, to be even seen as human. Sight was necessary. And there was Bartimaeus, who could see nothing, was totally blind. Totally blind. Well, that's what it's like, is sometimes we're not seen and we really want to be seen. But we're just pushed aside. Bartimaeus was just pushed aside. Nobody cared. Often when we hear this passage, we talk about really seeing each other. And I think in our community, we have a harder time with this, of being seen. Because people think they know us. They think what we are about. As soon as they see me walk down the street holding hands with a woman, they know me. Right? They think they know everything there is to know about me in that one action. They don't know anything about me. They can see me on Facebook, they still don't know anything about me. Because they've never sat down and talked to me, because I am one of those people you don't. I'm an untouchable. Have you heard about untouchables in India? I'm an untouchable. They don't want to see me, because as soon as they see me, they're going to have to question themselves, right? And we do the same thing. Like, I'd like to say that we are fabulous, that we don't ever judge, and we know that's just not true. We do. We judge people all the time, and we don't know them. We do not know them. We may think we know them, but we don't know their hearts. Or we think we know them because of what they're wearing. Now, how many of you have looked at men whose pants are here and thought, pull up your pants? Do we know them? But we think we do. We think we can be their mamas, some of us, and say, pull up those pants. You're right? Because you're going to trip over them one day. But we think that. We make an assumption based on dress, right? Yeah. We do. And we think we know people, and we do not know them. Or we think that we know somebody because they dress well. Right? We think, well, that person's got money. Look at them go. And it could be that they are the best person at making clothes. We don't know, but we make an assumption. Or we make an assumption when somebody walks past us and doesn't look us in the eye about something that's going on with us. And it has nothing to do with us, but the fact that they've got something going on in their own mind. We've got all this stuff we do. We think we see people, and we don't. We don't see them. We have to start looking differently. We have to start thinking differently about how we look at things. We have to start really talking to people. You know, I sat with people that I thought I knew. This week, I sat with them and I thought I knew them. And I was surprised by things that they told me. Absolutely surprised. I found out that somebody I had worked with for 9 years had 2 grown children. I didn't know they were a parent. 2 grown children. My ability to talk to this person clearly hadn't gone far enough. This time I sat and I talked to her. And I found that out. Can you imagine? I've known her for 9 years. Worked with her and didn't see her. That was me. I didn't sit and talk to her and find out about her. And then I met with another woman and I found out that she's on some gender continuum I didn't know about. I had no idea. I didn't see her. I also found out over the last little while that some people in MCC think I'm conservative. Oh, no. I know. Exactly. I was surprised. Clearly, they didn't know me. They didn't ever talk to me. Karma thought I was conservative before she talked to me. It's true. Or moderate. So mean the evil eye. So, you know, it's that getting to know each other. It's really stopping and listening and talking. That's what builds community, isn't it? That's what matters. Jesus heard this Bartimaeus. and said, bring him to me. That everybody else had assumed Jesus wouldn't want to see that slimy person, that blind person, that person that sits on the corner begging. Everybody thought Jesus wouldn't want to go anywhere near him, and Jesus said, bring him to me. Bring him to me. And the least shall be first. You remember we heard that last week. The least shall be first. The unseen shall be seen. I think everybody needs to be seen. I think that we all need to talk to one another. I think we'll find out amazing things if we actually sit and talk to people that we don't normally do it to. We don't normally sit and listen to their story. If we sit, if we took one person a week and say, I don't know you. I want to know more about you. I want to know more about your journey. And just sat and listened. Not talking. Not asking questions and guiding the conversation the way you want it to go, but listening. Tell me about yourself. It'd be amazing, I think. I know that when I've sat and talked to people in this congregation, I've been amazed. I have found out that we have incredibly smart people here. And people that you don't think of as being really smart. They are. But we just don't talk to them. And you find out that they have got more street smarts, or they have done things that you would never dare do. They have jumped out of airplanes. Can you imagine? Jumping out of an airplane. No. And then we've got a whole lot of people that run. And they run far and they run fast. And nobody's after them. This is when I run. When somebody's after me, I know they run for me.
Just turn around and fight.
They do that. Anyways, they do that. They run. Yeah. So they run for fun. Or, we've got people that are moms that do amazing things with their kids. And you just don't know what they're doing with their kids, but their kids are amazing. If you sit and you talk to them, we think they're 12, but they're 3 or they're 4. And it's quite incredible. And we don't sit and talk to them. We have students that are studying things that boggle my imagination. I think, are you crazy, engineering? What? Come on. There's something easier, I'm sure. But no, people do these things that are amazing. We have performers. That takes a lot of courage to stand up and put yourself on the line, right? You go out there and everybody sees you. And you are acting, or you're singing, or you're dancing, or you're entertaining in some kind of way. Oh, this is a small church, and we've got all this and a lot more. We've got people that have done things in their lives that we would never imagine, who have been places in their life that we don't know about, have done work in foreign countries to help make the country better. We don't know that, do we? Unless we stop and talk. Not everybody is a Seminole fan. They like other places, other football teams. Can you imagine? It's just craziness. But apparently they do. I don't know. Anyways, those kinds of things happen. There's a lot of finger pointing going on. This is about being seen, though. I know it sounds funny, and I know what I'm saying sounds funny, but I have had more opportunity than many of you to sit and talk. To sit and talk with people and to hear their stories. And you all are amazing. Amazing. And I'm honored to be here with you. And humbled. And that's not easy to do. It's that kind of thing. It's a being seen. I want God to see me and know me. I want to be seen. I don't want all the little things that I do day to day, like brush my teeth, to be seen. I want my heart to be known. That even if I don't do good, I'm really trying to do good. Even if I mess up and I don't want to be seen by some people, I know I'm messing up and I'll try to do better. I want to be seen. I want to be seen as somebody who cares. I want to be seen as somebody who loves God. I want to be seen as somebody who can call if he needs me. That I'll be there. I want to be seen. I want people to know when I ache and know when I laugh. And I think we all want that. We want to be seen. We want you to see us. Jesus saw Bartimaeus when nobody else could see. Jesus saw him. Jesus knew his heart. Knew the kind of life he had lived hard. And still, somebody who had been so downtrodden knew, Son of David, have mercy on me. And Jesus did. Jesus called him to him. How did he get there? Did the crowd part? Did people help him to get there finally because somebody else had paid attention to him and seen him? Jesus had seen him, and now all of a sudden the tone changes, and people are helping him towards Jesus because he couldn't have got there if he was blind. So did the crowd come together finally and say, each of them hold him or guide him as he went up the path as it parted towards Jesus? Is that what happened? I don't know, but I'd like to think that finally the veil came off their eyes. The veil came off the crowd's eyes, much more so than Bartimaeus. And they started seeing the humanity of somebody they had not seen humanity in before. That's what this bill that we were talking about earlier is about, is not seeing the humanity or not wanting to. People didn't want to see the humanity of Bartimaeus because they would then have to care for him. People do not want to see the humanity of this community because then they might have to welcome people in a new way. They might have to care. We do this. We do it to ourselves. Black Lives Matter. What must it be like to walk down the street and know that if there's a police car coming, you had better fit into a model and you better be careful because you don't know what's going to happen. Trans lives. The number of our trans sisters and brothers, particularly sisters, who have been murdered this year, every day one woman. These are Bartimaeus, but they're our friends. They're our friends. We have a responsibility to say, stop. We have a responsibility to get out and stand with. Stand with each other. Jesus called Bartimaeus to him. We can do that. We can be that voice. We can say, and I beg you, every chance you get to say, enough is enough. Do something about it. There is no reason that this continues to happen. None. This is the most police nation on the planet, and it still happens. Come on. No excuses anymore. We want people to be seen, their hearts know. That's what faith is. It's believing in a God who sees us and knows us all. It's the bottom line. And we are all, in one way or another, part of his. Oh.